Accuracy is an integral mechanic in the Pokemon series, but sometimes the accuracy of a move doesn't make much sense. So what's up, fellas? My name is Matt, and today we're gonna look at a few moves that I think should be more accurate, at least from a logical perspective. I'll also talk about some moves that are 100% accurate, but I think should bypass the accuracy checks altogether. Alright, let's get started. Let's kick things off with one of the most nerfed moves in the game, Blizzard. Over the years, Blizzard's power, accuracy, and chance to freeze have all been lowered. As far as balancing goes, most of these nerfs made sense. But when you think about what the move is actually doing, it's pretty strange that it has a 30% chance to miss. Sure, Blizzard won't miss during hail or snow, but I feel like it should miss regardless of the weather. If you go for a walk outside during a blizzard, you're gonna feel the snow and wind, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The storm is all around you, and there's no real way of escaping until you go back inside. So, what exactly is happening when you miss a blizzard in Pokemon? Is Walrein running away from the battle and summoning the storm on a different continent? Is Delibird aiming it straight at the ground? Don't get me wrong though. As far as balancing goes, Blizzard being 70% accurate is warranted. A 110 power move that won't miss and can also delete you and can also freeze you would be pretty busted. But here's something I thought about recently. What if Blizzard and Ice Beam kept their animations, but switched places with each other? Let me explain. Let's take a look at a similar pair of moves, Surf and Hydro Pump. When a Pokemon uses Surf, they swamp the entire battlefield with a big wave of water. It's a reasonably strong move, but since it covers the whole field, it won't miss unless accuracy and evasion modifiers are brought into play, which I think makes perfect sense. On the other hand, Hydro Pump is a more concentrated, high-pressure blast of water, and it targets one Pokemon of your choice. This move is stronger, but it's only 80% accurate, because you could very easily imagine a Pokemon just not aiming the blast quite right. So the properties of these two moves make a lot of sense. The more wide-range, all-encompassing attack is more accurate compared to the more focused stream of water. So isn't it kind of weird that the Ice-type moves are the other way around? Blizzard covers most of the field, while Ice Beam zeroes in on one specific target. You'd think Ice Beam would be the harder move to aim. Now I know full well that this is never ever gonna change. Ice Beam and Blizzard have been in the game since Gen 1, so swapping their names nearly 30 years later wouldn't be a very good idea. But if I were building this game from scratch, I would probably make Blizzard the weaker, more accurate move. I'd imagine an icy cold beam of energy would hurt quite a bit, so I think it'd be fine if Ice Beam had the higher base power. Next up, let's take a look at Muddy Water. It's a 90 base power water type move, but it's only 85% accurate. Muddy Water and Surf are similar in a lot of ways. They're both water type moves with the same base power, and their animations are also almost the same, with the main difference being the color of the water. When you use Muddy Water, you're covering the opponent's whole side of the battlefield, so the fact that it's 85% accurate is pretty weird. Once again, this isn't a change that Game Freak is likely to make anytime soon. If Muddy Water was buffed to 100 accuracy, it would be a strictly better version of Surf. Both moves are 90 base power, but Muddy Water also has a chance to lower accuracy, and it doesn't hit your teammate in double battles. Surf can hit targets who are underwater using Dive to deal double damage, but Dive is a terrible move in most scenarios. I don't think Game Freak would want to make Muddy Water a better move than Surf. So if Muddy Water got an accuracy boost, one of these moves would need to be reworked further. Once again, we're not concerned with game balance for this video. I'm just looking at what you would expect these moves to do, based on their name and description. I'm not about to march down to Game Freak's headquarters and demand they fix this stuff. None of the nonsense I'm saying today matters in the slightest. Alright, let's switch gears now, to something that matters even less. Some moves skip the game's accuracy checks to always hit the target, like Swift, Aerial Ace, Shockwave, and all of the Z moves and Max moves. Well, I've got a couple moves that I think should be added to that list. Let's kick things off with Sky Drop. It's 60 base power and it takes 2 turns. On turn 1, the user carries the target up into the sky, preventing them from attacking. Both Pokemon are semi-invulnerable while they're in the air. On turn 2, the target is thrown down and takes damage. Sky Drop is already 100% accurate, but it still goes through the accuracy check to make sure it hits. That means the move can potentially miss under the right conditions, like if the target uses Double Team or Sand Attack before being carried into the sky. But like, how do you miss this move? You're literally dropping the target to the ground. Does Sand Attack make you forget to finish the move? Are you accidentally throwing your opponent into space? Surely this move should skip accuracy checks as well, and don't call me Shirley, because when Sky Drop deals damage, gravity is doing most of the work. My friend Dash suggested another possible solution to this quote-unquote problem. In the actual games, Sky Drop runs the accuracy check on turn 2, when the target is about to be dropped. But what if we change the move, so the accuracy check happens on turn 1? If the move misses in that case, that would mean the user is failing to pick up the target, which makes a lot more sense. Besides accuracy tomfoolery, Sky Drop has another condition that can prevent it from working. If the target is too heavy, the move will fail, because the user just doesn't lift them up in the first place. Pokemon that weigh at least 200 kilograms, or roughly 441 pounds, are immune to Sky Drop entirely. So I think it would make sense for the game to check accuracy and weight at the same time, before the move is initiated. If you ask me, that would be a more logical way of doing things. Show my guy Dash some love in the comments, by the way. For more videos like this, subscribe to MEPlaysGames, and consider becoming a channel member. Earthquake is another move of the same camp. It's perfectly accurate like you might expect because the user is shaking the ground on the entire battlefield, damaging every other grounded Pokemon. But like Skydrop, Earthquake's accuracy is a standard 100%, meaning it can be lowered by stuff like Sand Attack or Smokescreen. Earth Power is pretty much the special version of Earthquake. It deals damage by making the ground erupt directly under the target. So it makes sense that this move might miss if double team shenanigans are in play, or anything else along those lines for that matter. Considering Earthquake affects the entire field though, surely it should just not be able to miss at all, right? For that matter, you could make the argument that Blizzard, Surf, and Muddy Water should bypass accuracy checks too, as long as they're given a balanced base power. At the end of the day, the difference between 100% accuracy and skipping checks altogether is pretty small. Evasion boosting moves like Double Team are banned in Smogon singles, and they're not used often in VGC doubles either, so making moves like Earthquake Never Miss wouldn't break the game or anything. In most battles, competitive or otherwise, the move would work the same either way.
Alright. I see this other place. Can I go in?
Welp, that's all I got for today. This is kind of a weird video for a couple of reasons. For one, Elias is missing. Long story short, he's fired. He's moving into a new apartment, and he doesn't have all his stuff yet. He'll be back as soon as he gets his microphone shipped to him. For two, this was a shorter video with a different kind of topic, compared to the stuff we normally do. Let me know what you thought about it. I'll see you all next time. Good night, fellas. Sleep well.